Diggy dog.
Dig, 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 dig.
Alright, welcome back. We're gonna get started right away.
Wait, that was your intro?
That was not the intro, that was the recap. I was about to fall asleep. So.
Just then from my talking?
No, before that.
Oh.
You got me when I was lying on the bed.
Seriously. Why do you guys turn into total morons when they get together? Jessica's room was filled with laughter. It was one hell of a reality check. I thought this guy was a bit cool, a bit adult-like. And then I see him with some of the other guys in our class talking about dirty stuff with this creepy laugh. It's true that boys always act like little kids when they're together. Well, it's not like girls are any different.
Hey, I only had one voice. There's 3 people there.
Excuse me? Oh my goodness.
Go on.
You can sync that all together, mister.
Alright, I need the 3rd one then if you want me to sync it.
That was 3.
I only heard 2. I didn't
my
hear
goodness.
Shannon's.
I did Shannon. Shannon
It's
was
too quiet, I couldn't hear it.
It will be in the recording. I'll have to fix my settings later. The fun chat between girls continued without end. Tonight, Kraus and Natsuhi were out late at a meeting on Nijima. Wait, is it actually Beatrice speaking right now, or is this Shannon?
It's both. You can just do neutral if you want.
I feel like we do that, and then the next line is going to be like, I did. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well, but just do neutral, it's fine.
We've already started, we'll continue. It seems like it's Beatrice. Most of the time,
Claire.
Natsuhi was always watching, so Jessica would always make sure to be curt with the young servants. But when Natsuhi wasn't around, Jessica never did that. She had invited the servants of similar age to her room, and they were chatting away noisily. At that age, everyone wants to know about love. Thanks to the rigid and constricting way Jessica had been brought up, she enjoyed talking about it all the more. But you're pretty incredible, milady, and you're that age. Aren't there any boys you're interested in? Well, I'd like to fall in love, but there really aren't any good ones around. I think you should be a bit more proactive about it. You can act all relaxed now, but that's not going to last long, okay? Once one of your friends starts going out with someone, it'll turn your world upside down. There's no way that'll happen. None of my friends are traitors, I think.
Is that a thing with girls?
It can be.
See, I never got that.
With girls, there's a lot of group mentality and like doing stuff. Like you go to the bathroom together, you go to places together. You move in packs.
Yeah, that's why no boys will ask you. I remember when like my guy friends would get like a girlfriend or something. I don't know, I can't imagine any of the other guys feeling that way.
Like you're a traitor? Well, no, because the thing is you don't always mature at the same level as your friends do. So I remember when we lived in the first place I went to school and I had my best friends there and my clique that we were all like, ooh, boys are gross, ooh, gross boys. And then I think the year we moved away, one of my besties was like interested in boys, and I remember like talking to my other best friend about it, and she was like, yeah, this person likes this boy and wants to like date, and we were like, oh, like why would she like boys? It's just, I don't know, you're immature at that age. It changes eventually, but sometimes it takes people a little bit more time than others.
But still, I'm talking genders, to be honest. I don't think any of the guys are like that.
Yeah, maybe
At
that's
least
the case,
that I know
but
of.
but I think it is in some situations the case for girls. If that answers your question.
I don't know.
You just kind of want to do everything at the same pace.
I was kind of like, we'd like tease or just be like, yeah, that's cool, it's whatever. We wouldn't be like, wow, traitor, can't believe you.
I think girls think a lot about it as well.
You are cutting out so much.
I'm sorry. I said I think girls think about it a lot more as well. Oh, I can see it cutting out. Don't worry, it's not cutting out on my end. Though.
Don't worry, it's not.
We will continue. Maybe this is not. Who is speaking right now? Mammon? Jessica?
Mammon.
Mammon? No. The outbreak of love is the one time you can't rely on friendship between girls. If you met someone you liked, you'd betray your friends and go out with the guy without a second thought, wouldn't you? That is also very true. What about you, Shannon? It's not fair if I'm the only one who has to talk. I, don't have anyone like that around. Not around. Wait, this is... Not around. He's far, far away. And like Orihime and Hikiboshi, I don't get to see him very often. In fact, I don't even know when I'll be able to see him again. However, I believe that he'll come for me someday. I believe it. Don't you betray me, okay, Shannon? If we get boyfriends, we'll get them together. You got that? Right? We promise, right?
It's just reminding me of that video I watched recently, the PewDiePie one. The twins who wanted to get pregnant.
I didn't watch that. I haven't watched that.
It's just too weird.
I know what you're talking about, though.
There's a limit to what you can do together.
Well, you might not believe it, but it's not at all rare for girls, just like Shannon Chan, to get a head start. Shannon, confess! You aren't going out with anyone, are you? You aren't, right? I'm not, really. Really? Really?
Battle of Burson. Alright, let's go, Shannon.
Why did the light post remind me of cabbage leaves? I just see cabbage when I look at this picture. We'll get boyfriends together, okay?
Some weird cabbage.
No, it's just cabbage. No matter what happens, okay? Anyone who lies has to eat a porcupine fish. Yes. A pufferfish?
That's why George took her to the aquarium.
Yes, I promise. Now there's the face of a liar. I'm willing to bet Shannon Chan beats everyone else in this room. I can tell. It's always the quiet ones that go first. Shannon, how could you? She hasn't even left the room. Oh my goodness. Confess, confess. Please stop, milady. That tickles. And so, another Sunday afternoon passed by. I worked my way out of the fight and looked up at the sky through the window. Is Butler-san happily chatting away with his friends somewhere right now, just like I am? As I think of you like this, are you thinking of me? But if I ask that, it's the same as admitting that I don't trust you. I'll wait. And when you do come for me, I'll announce then and there that I'm quitting my job. I've already prepared myself to do so, but you haven't come yet. That isn't because you won't come, but because I'm not determined enough yet, right? It's because I haven't clearly envisioned a future with you, right? I'll wait, no matter how long. Until you come for me, riding a white horse. I will always treasure our promise. The promise of our precious resolve. Never make a promise with a guy. You can't count on them. Thinking that she had read my mind, I spun around. Of course she hadn't, but... Well, for stuff like that, I think guys and girls have different ideas of what's important. No, that's not it. You've got it all wrong. On the whole, girls just tend to be dreamers, and guys just do stuff without thinking. I guess I understand between the sexes is pretty much impossible after all. Oh wait, I guess understanding between the sexes is impossible. At least, I think it's pretty hard. Girls often have the bad habit of thinking they know exactly what the guy is thinking right away. They search for hidden meanings behind words that guys say for no reason in particular, and just get the wrong idea. This is written by a guy. There's no way a girl would say that. I'm just gonna put
It's
that
true
out there.
though.
There may be truth to it, but girls would not say this.
You say it by asking me questions.
You mean by no.
I won't repeat it for your own sake.
No. I don't think girls would say this. In this situation, a girl wouldn't say that. It would have to be like a guy friend there telling them that.
I don't know. Maybe Mammon just has like 8 brothers or something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Considered sisters as
Even though she's an orphan. 8 brothers.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've known girls like that. Those girls who hear something that anyone else could tell them was trivial, but think it means the guy is totally into them. Yeah, I see it all the time. That's also a thing. It's a bit sad when a girl gets the wrong idea for no reason. Why? The pair of them laughed together. When a girl gets the wrong idea? Could that be me? No, that can't be. After all, Butler-san clearly made a promise. He said he'd come for me riding a white horse. I mustn't doubt. Is she upset? Did she murder them all because he didn't bring a white horse with him?
Hey, he made a promise.
I know, it's just so starting to like the white horse. I thought it was metaphorical, but she seems pretty fixated on this pony.
Yeah, the horse girls are always the craziest. Please don't kill me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you are putting yourself in the danger zone.
It's a joke, listen. I didn't actually mean it. It's a joke based on a popular stigma.
You can tell me more about that later. doubt, I'm sure this conversation I'm hearing is just another one of God's trials. So, I won't listen. I won't care about it. If there's one thing I never want to be, it's one of those poor girls who thinks a guy's heart is linked to hers for no reason. I like doing the laughing. Oh, at least it was demonic. These demonic sneers tormented me and tried to lead me astray. I'm sure he'll come. Whoa, I dropped my microphone. I'm sure he'll come the next family conference. But Butler's son didn't appear at the 1982 conference either. Bit by bit, things were changing from the way they'd been at the last family conference he'd come to. Everyone had gotten completely used to Kirie-sama, Rudolph-sama's new wife. And she came down off the boat with a familiar stride. Her daughter, Anji-sama, was growing well, and all of the family focused their attention on her. Even Maria-sama, though she was still tiny, was already 5 years old. She was full of energy and old enough to enjoy playing with George-sama. Jessica-sama and George-sama had already stopped talking about Butler-san's absence. It was the same with the other relatives too. No one touched on the subject as though they had forgotten that Butler-san was missing. Maria-sama had only been 3 when she'd last seen Butler-san. It was doubtful whether she even remembered him. In just 2 years, all trace of your existence has been erased from the Urushinomiya family conference. That made me sad. And so it looks like Butler-san didn't come back this year either.
True. Feeling a bit lonely. I'm here.
Well,
Uncle Rudolph and Aunt Kirie don't even bring him up anymore. It looks like Battler-kun was much more serious about it than we thought.
I wonder if he really will stay away forever.
It looks like that was him leaving the nest after all. He spread his wings and left for a new stage of life. Don't you think so?
He's always been crazy and reckless. Well, what more do you expect from a guy?
Well, we know Battler-kun. I'm sure he's adapted to his new life and is enjoying himself. So I don't think there's any reason to worry.
When George-sama said that with a smile, I felt a bit uncertain. What does he mean by there's no reason to worry? I'm sure he's enjoying himself. This is Butler we're talking about, so you can bet he's forgotten all about us and is having a great time.
Yeah, I'll bet he is. And I think that's for the best. Thinking for himself, his family, and his late mother, Battler-kun decided on his own to find a new life. So I hope he lives that new life to the fullest. If he forgets about the Urushinomiya family, that's just perfect.
Perfect for George. George-sama smiled at me, as though expecting me to agree. After a moment of shock, I smoothed my expression over and found the expression he was expecting. Is Butler-san living happily? Having forgotten about the family, about me, about our promise? That can't be true. It just can't be. Butler-san must be looking forward to that day of decision, just like me. I'm not mistaken about it. He promised me. He said he'd come riding a white horse. I never asked him to say that. He said he'd come for me on the day I resolved myself to live life for his sake. He made that promise himself. For 2 years, I believed that. I've done all I could to make it through God's trials and the whisperings of demons that tried to throw me from my path. And yet, the things both George-sama and Jessica-sama are saying are so cruel. Butler Butler-san has forgotten about us and has started a new life? Why are they telling such lies? But that night, I dreamed of Butler-san for the first time in a long while. The Butler-san in my dream wasn't the Butler-san I believed in. It was the Butler-san that George Summer and Jessica Summer had spoken of. The one who had forgotten everything and started a new life. Morning. I woke up with a tear-stained face. The face I saw in the mirror cried and told me it couldn't wait any longer. If I've managed to wait this long, why can't I wait any longer? This is a trial. So we must believe in him and wait. But the me in the mirror spoke. It was sharper than a fragment of glass. I talked about this promise with him, but did we ever really make such a promise? Wasn't Jessica Summer talking about it? That some girls are dreamers who get the wrong idea? And wasn't George Summer talking about it too? He said that Butler-san had gotten used to his new life and had forgotten about the Ushiromiya family. By now, he isn't the only one who's forgotten. Unless I ask about it, everyone on this island has forgotten his name. Even Rudolph Summer doesn't say his name anymore. If I weren't here to remember his face, perhaps his existence would have been erased from everyone's hearts. I don't believe it. So I won't doubt. Butler-san must still remember his promise. We're both waiting for the day of decision, the day we'll be together. Butler-san, I firmly made up my mind. Does the fact that you're not here mean that, after all, I'm not determined enough? No, it's because you and God are testing me, isn't it? In that case, I will endure, until that promised day inevitably comes. So, please, Butler-san, I want some proof that you haven't forgotten me. It was the crack that ran across my ceramic light heart. I had to acknowledge it now. It may be that I'm pretending not to notice something terrifying and sad. Butler-san makes me yearn for him. Butler-san makes me sad. Butler-san makes it hurt. Butler-san, do you still remember me now? Oh, we're getting closer. And then came the third family conference since Butler-san left. If the number of beds was going to increase, we would have been told about that when setting up. The fact that nothing has changed in particular means that he probably won't be here this year either. Clinging to a final bit of hope, I stood by the docks, watching the boat draw closer.
Hey, Shannon-chan. You're looking as pretty as ever.
Careful, Angie. Watch your step.
Hey, Shannon. I really do love Rikenjima.
Oh!
I can't wait for Uncle Cross to turn it into a resort.
I wonder why he loves Rikenjima so much. There's no need for that. It'd be such a waste.
You've got a point there. How have you been, Shannon-chan? I think you've gotten a bit taller since last time.
Thank you very much.
And the weather's good again this year. It's so great having every single member of the family together, all nice and cheerful.
Please allow me to guide you to the mansion. So, after all, Butler-san has been thoroughly forgotten that he might not have existed in the first place. I'm sure the sadness will show on my face. Not wanting anyone to see it, I turned my back to the family and led the way up the mansion by myself. Then, suddenly, someone mentioned Butler's name and I jumped.
What? You saw Butler-kun?
How's he doing?
Yes, he's doing very well. I took Anji and had some tea with him the other day. I was surprised. So, Kiria-sama was in touch with Butler-san. According to her, both Butler-san and Rudolph-sama had long since calmed down after their fight. But both were so stubborn that they hadn't found a good chance to make up. And since Butler-san had gotten used to living with his grandparents and going to school there, and considering that those grandparents might make things even more difficult, going to convince Butler-san to come home wouldn't be easy. It's just too bad. I think Asuma-san's parents were even more angry than Butler-kun was. This isn't just an issue between Butler-kun and Rudolph-san anymore.
Then will Butler be coming back sometime soon?
He will make up with Rudolph-san, but it looks like he doesn't intend to return to the Ushiromiya family. Such a shame. Though I do understand how he feels. It was a bit of a relief to hear that some of the bad feeling had died down in these 3 years. If we take Asuma-san's parents into account, it's no surprise that things haven't gone as well as they could. But if Butler-san doesn't hate Rudolph-sama anymore, then someday, surely he'll come back. He'll have grown so much. My resolve will not waver anymore. For some nights these past 3 years, I felt sad and resentful. But now it feels as though those 3 years were something I needed. After all, the seeds of love, the faint feelings I once had for you, have budded powerfully, waiting for the day that we'll be reunited. This is how honest my feelings for you are now. I love you. I want to see you again as soon as I can. Until that time, I'll keep that bud of love warm and growing for you. I won't doubt the coming of that day anymore. Just as I think of you under the same sky, I believe that you are thinking of me. I'm sure this news about him is a sign that God is cheering me on. So I ask God one more time inside my heart.
I swear that was like a Kingdom Hearts line. Thinking of you.
Yeah, it is.
Under the same... there's something similar or something like that.
He says it on the beach, right?
I think it's like, on the intro for the second game.
Yeah.
Since my feelings of Butler-san have not wavered for a day these past 3 years.
I don't know if I'd say they haven't wavered. I think they've definitely wavered, Shannon.
Let me know that he feels the same way. I know that asking for that is a sin. However, now that we've reached a 3-year turning point, I want some gift from God, any gift, to show that I have not waited in vain. That is what I prayed. Oh, that's right. It's been so long since Butler-kun last saw you all, right? I thought you might be feeling lonely, so I told him to write you letters. Here they are. Huh? Did God really hear my prayers? I felt as though my heart was going to leap out of my chest.
A letter from Butler? Awesome! What did he write?
Did he say anything about how he's been doing lately? I can't wait to read it.
Kitty Summer pulled a brown envelope out of her bag and handed it to George Summer. Just one? When George Summer opened it, several folded letters came out.
Looks like this one's addressed to me. They all have different names on them. Here, this one's yours, Jessica-chan.
Thanks.
And this one's for Maria-chan. Can she read yet? I'll read it to her later. Thank you. There's even one for Angie-chan. Now, of course, she can't read.
I'll give it to her when she does learn. He says he's doing great and having a blast. Good for him.
Is that all of them?
Yep. Looks like that's all of them. Thanks a lot.
Oh, the burn. Oh, George.
George Summer handed me the empty envelope. Apparently he thanked me because he thought I was offering to throw it away for him. And clearly there was nothing inside it. There was no letter for me.
Or was there? Whoa, the more I read, the more fun it looks like Batlakun's been having. Living every day to the fullest.
That's what it looks like in mine too. If he's happy, then I guess that's what counts.
That's so mean of Batlakun. It looks like he forgot about us until you told him to write those letters, Kirie-san.
Well, you know what he's like. It sounds like he was living life to the fullest. And I hear he's popular with the ladies at school too.
Wow, that's incredible.
There should be plenty of girls who like those hilarious melodramatic lines of his. Makes sense to me.
It's so... I'm using earphones this time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, doing the voices, it sounds weird in my head.
Yeah.
So I can't really tell if I'm doing it right. I wonder if he really does plan not to return to the Yushiremiya family. It looks like it. In mine, it says he doesn't think he'll return to Rokenjima again.
I knew that all of these letters were trials from God. The fact that there was no letter for me, and the fact that he was enjoying life and had forgotten about Rokenjima, were just more trials. God is testing me. The fact that there was no letter for me alone is proof of that. That's what I want to think. But now it's just too much.
What do you think? What?
I'm just gonna go out and assume that George wasn't being nefarious and hid a letter potentially addressed to Shannon.
See, when I was reading it, I was like, he's hiding the letter! He's got it behind his back! This man's evil!
See, that did cross my mind, but I'm like, no, I don't think he's that bad.
I don't know.
But if he is, it wouldn't surprise me either.
It's like...
I'm trying to give George the benefit of the doubt.
In all likelihood, Battler had just straight up forgotten.
I don't know how he could, though. I would like to think that it's something like... although they probably wouldn't have thought it was suspicious because she was so young.
No, he would have forgotten because of, like, the stuff that was going on in his family. And it was, like, so persistent that he just didn't have time for anything else, really.
that he just forgot about her whole existence?
Not about her existence, but more so about, like, the quote-unquote promise.
Still, despite the promise, I would have thought that he would have written her a letter as well, unless he was just thinking, oh, like, I've been told to write to my cousin, so yeah, I'll write to my cousin.
I mean, could he have even known whether she was still working there or not?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So, like, there's the possibility that he didn't forget, and he did write a letter, and then perhaps George hid it, and then after,
or
like...
he didn't send it.
I would say more likely that George hid it.
Yeah.
And then, like, since he didn't hear, like, a response or anything from Shannon, he was like, oh, I guess she doesn't care or she's forgotten or something.
Yeah,
so he might have moved on.
Yeah.
That's just one possible theory. It's most likely not correct. The most likely case is that he just straight up forgot. Didn't write anything altogether.
That's so bad of Battler. Battler's sin was not writing the letter.
Or just forgetting was his...
Making promises.
Oh, yeah, no. Making the promise would have been his sin. And then, like... yeah, it just spiraled, I guess.
Oh, Battler.
Because in episode 4, when he's being tested by original Beatrice, like, when he says, like, he doesn't know her and he has no idea what she's talking about this sin from 6 years ago.
Yeah.
She gives up and essentially leaves the game board, like he did in one of the episodes. And then, like, the other Beatrice takes her place.
Yeah, I do remember that, because they were on the roof, right?
Yeah, on the balcony, and Battler was on the ground. It's kind of just like... it's from that point on that Beatrice essentially became, like, that quiet, voiceless Beatrice. Like, they had one last battle in that episode, but it was like... a lot of his answers were incorrect, and she was just like, I'm just done. I'll just let you have it.
Yeah.
Alright. It might have been an important promise to you, but it looks like it wasn't for Battler.
No way. Then that promise about him coming for you was... I was a dreamer. It was just an illusion I created.
To Battler, they were probably just meaningless words to make him sound cool. To anyone but her, it would have been such a funny story to hear. That promise with Battler might have been an illusion the whole time. In the first place, we don't know if they've both felt the same way about each other after all. I'm pretty sure this is just narration. Love is an illusion. However, if both sides are seeing the same illusion, that love becomes true.
No, do it in Will's voice.
However, when the feelings of each side are different, then it's nothing more than a joke.
Yes, it sounds so much more serious in his voice.
This is Battler's sin.
Making Shannon think that it was a promise?
Wrong.
Huh?
It's that he didn't even remember. Well, there we go.
If he simply broke his promise, I could have taken him to task for it. I could have regretted my mistake, or I could have won him back. However, you can't question someone about something they don't even remember. I am unable to hate Battler-san. After all, Battler-san didn't even break his promise.
There just wasn't any promise to start with.
It was nothing more than a sad joke.
I kept on crying and crying. I dug my fingernails into my pillow, soaking it with my tears. How much easier would it be to hate something? But I can't hate anything. I just couldn't get over my miserable arrogance, which had led me to believe for 3 years that he felt the same as I did.
Had his mum? Yeah, his mum had died. That's why he was so angry. She died and then he got together with Kirie. That's right, yeah. I am to blame for this. My irresponsible words led you to believe that Battler made a promise.
No. This isn't anyone's fault. It's all because I assumed that he felt the same way I did.
Battler made no promise, and yet his feelings were surely sincere, though there might have been a difference in degree when compared to yours. It is true that he liked you. Of that there can be no doubt.
Please, just stop it. I believe that he liked me the way I liked him, without ever doubting that. Please don't try to cheer me up. I'd rather that you mocked me. Before I knew it, a dull, inescapable pain had pierced my chest. When I pressed my hand against my chest, I realized what that pain was. It was the bud of love, whose seeds I had sown and nurtured in my heart. Its roots had spread all the way across my chest, tormenting me like a metal wire wrapped around my heart. They looked less like roots and more like fissures running through my heart. I can only hold back the pain by tearing out the root of love. But no matter how much I scratch at it, I'm only scratching at my chest. The root of love doesn't move at all. I started hating Butler-san without any lingering interest or regrets. I'd be able to pull it If I started hating Butler-san without any lingering interest or regrets, I'd be able to pull this root out easily. Once I did, it would probably leave a hole behind, but at least it wouldn't hurt me anymore. But I can't pull it out. Even though it hurts so much, these roots of love are still stuck in my heart.
Sharon.
Even now, I love Butler-san. I want to see him. I want him to come back. I believe he will come back someday. And I want to wait for him. But right now, it's just too much. As I sobbed, the tightness in my chest grew even stronger. As long as I like Butler-san, that pain will always continue. Because I like him, I want to hold on to that pain forever. But it was written right there in the letters of George, Summer, and the others. Butler doesn't plan on returning to the Ushiomiya family. He's forgotten about me and Rikenjima, and has started a new life with a different name. I must wait for him for all eternity, despite how painful, aching, excruciating this is. Is this another trial? Is God telling me to wait for him forever? I can't do that. I want to be with Butler-san, but if this is the trial that I must go through for that, then it's just too painful. Beatrice hung her head in shame. This is not me speaking.
You can do it.
If she hadn't encouraged Shannon so much, it probably wouldn't have been this painful. Shannon may have been the one to sow the seed of love in her heart. However, Beatrice had irresponsibly watered it and told Shannon not to give up. Beatrice scratched at her chest, trying to share Shannon's pain.
This is my fault.
Beatrice mumbled to herself.
What's your fault?
For 3 years I tortured you with the illusion of a promise that never happened. If I had not nourished the bud of love within you, you would not have suffered so. Shannon. This may sound harsh, but listen.
What is it?
Forget Butler. There was no bud of love in the first place.
No, I'm the one who nourished it. No matter how painful it is, I can't forget it.
But you cannot bear that pain any longer, can you?
Wordlessly, Shannon held her chest and hung her head.
I love Butler. That feeling burns inside me, so that I still cannot let it go no matter how much it hurts. And I've spent 3 years pretending that I didn't feel that pain. Now I know that I feel it. And since I know, I can't bear it.
So you cannot throw away your bud of love for Butler?
Yes.
However, at this rate, the bud, the root, will kill you. People need a universe to survive, and one person cannot create that universe alone. 2 are needed.
A universe?
Together with Butler, you created the universe of that bud of love. Now that one half of that pair is gone, your universe has crumbled. People cannot complete a universe on their own.
However, Butler-san, the other person who creates my universe, won't come back.
Then you must create a new universe with someone else.
You mean create one with someone other than Butler-san?
I will give you such a person.
Which person?
A creature to bury the pain in your heart and heal you. He will not betray you. Yes, let it be a sibling. I will give you a little brother.
A little brother?
A boy you have always been close to at the Fukuin house, whom you love as if he were your real brother. That I shall give to you. Together with him, you will create a new universe.
Will that little brother make me forget about the pain of my love for Butler-san?
Correct. You need a universe.
Then what will happen to the bud of love in my heart? My feelings for Butler-san won't change. I can't make them wither.
I shall accept that bud and those roots in your place.
You will? You will?
You can forget the pain of love and create a new universe. I will accept the bud of love in your place. It means that I will accept the pain as well, but I will learn of the single element I do not possess: love.
Beatrice wanted to know love. She wanted to feel what Shannon had felt in the world of humans.
And if Butler ever does return, if the bud still has not withered and you still desire it, I shall return it to you. What do you think of that?
Still hanging her head, Shannon gave a small nod, but said nothing. It would mean release from this unbearable pain. and it would mean giving the bud of love to the witch to hold in her place. Shannon spread the hands that she had held to her chest. As she did, a faint light popped out of her chest and floated in the air, gradually swallowing everything with its brightness. As the brilliant light began to fade away, Shannon and Beatrice, still facing each other, were now inside a vast, starry sphere like a planetarium. They were the only ones in this pitch-black, starry sea. Shannon felt as though she'd seen this place once before, but she couldn't remember.
Then I made another announcement. Modify this world. Let the bud of love travel from Shannon to Beatrice. This way, Shannon won't be tormented by the bud of love anymore. And furthermore, she will be given a little brother with whom she can create a new universe. The design for the little brother will be a younger boy at the Fukuin house with whom Shannon was close. For a name, let there be the non-character, as the Fukuin house rules state. Yes, I've decided.
It's not on.
That's a perfect name to go with Shannon's. He'll be a quiet, reticent boy. He'll come to Rikenjima as a new servant. There, he'll open his heart to Shannon. As a duty-minded boy who loves Shannon like a big sister, he'll always be there for her. Let's have him be a special servant like Genji, who is permitted to serve Kinzo directly. Yes, that sounds kinda cool. Then, Beatrice, from now on, you will carry the bud of love. Is this Scarp?
No. So, do you follow what's going on?
Is it like they're creating a new personality?
Yes. So, it's like... So back a few lines ago it said like, and then I said this. So the narration was actually you. It was like... Not quite Shannon, not quite Beatrice.
Yeah.
But like... The person, the original human being behind the two characters.
Yeah.
Decided in their mind space. Like, they were like watching it and they were like, okay, gonna add a new rule, we're gonna have a new person here, it's gonna be this young boy who's gonna be a servant and gonna help out Shannon and stuff. And who can you think of that is that could
But
be?
we know who that is.
Who though?
Shannon
know.
only has one brother.
I don't know any characters with a similar name.
Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna say it. We'll let them introduce what we already know.
Oh, it's your line. That's why I'm waiting.
Oh, wait, what? I thought I read it. Oh, okay.
Not the whole thing.
Then Beatrice, from now on you will carry the bud of love, in other words. The role of being infatuated with Battler and waiting for his return will go to you. While you are still the witch who reigns over Rikenjima's night, you have also been waiting for Ushiromi and Battler ever since that day 3 years ago. Along with this change in setting, I'll give you a new form as well. He did tell us what his ideal woman would look like once, remember? A woman with a good figure and long golden hair, like a foreign model. Golden hair, long hair, a good figure. Yeah, something like that. That's what the new Beatrice will look like. Come now, hold that bud of love in your heart as you wait for Battler. This way you will learn of love in exchange for earning pain. Yes, this will be the setting for my new world. For Shannon, a servant like a little brother will come. He will be a silent, reticent boy. A duty-minded kid who loves Shannon as a sister. And the bud of love that has tortured Shannon will go to the witch Beatrice. She will just be holding on to the bud of love for the time being. However, while she holds on to it, she will be a maiden in love with Battler.
This is Umineko. Just repeat the same things like 3 times.
I was like, I don't.
We've already been through this.
For that time, you will be able to learn what love is. Come, let the world be modified. Oh, I am one, yet many. Awaken us. Stretch your wings in this new world.
Slowly, I opened my eyes to the gentle rays of the morning sun. How long has it been since I last saw such a pleasant morning? The face in my mirror is tear-stained and pathetic. However, my heart is as clear as the morning sun. I could still clearly remember that strange dream. However, I can feel myself forgetting it rapidly. The place I was in my dreams had been such a strange place. A peaceful, calm place. There, I had left behind the pain I had carried in my chest until yesterday. So this morning my heart was at peace. Good morning, me. My tear-stained face really is pathetic. However, my expression is bright and cheery. Even now, I like Battler-san. How? But for some reason, I've calmed down. It feels like I've put something precious safely away in the place it belongs. Battler-san, when will you come back, I wonder? When you do, I'd like to talk about mystery novels again. Oh, I almost forgot. A new boy servant will be coming today, right? One of the rare servants who will serve the master directly. What kind of kid will he be? I hope we get along well. What was his name again? I'm pretty sure it was,
You'll never know.
If it's not canon, I'm revolting.
It's actually Ronove.
Oh my goodness. That's not a little brother. That is an uncle. You should have Ronove like...
One eternity later.
You should have Ronove like slowly popping up through the dark.
He's not here. Men in work clothes. Okay. So that should... Oh, actually, we didn't have... That is the chapter end, but we didn't have... The, chapter pop-up thing, like... Chapter 9.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is just still the last one. We'll have to do that one later.
Yes.
Bye for now.